Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Shantae. So we have, at this point,
Where should I search
I
next?
think all of the abilities that we're going to get. So now it is just a matter of going through the different areas and upgrading the abilities as much as possible um, while we're working on it. So, like right now, this just gives you one shot. I imagine as soon as I find a dark energy, I'll put in an upgrade to the cannon jump and it'll give me two shots. And I probably should heavily focus on that. I already have bomb shot that are two levels upgraded, and maybe we need to upgrade grappling hook, but I'm not sure we're ever gonna actually need to upgrade some of these other abilities. Um, it probably would be slightly helpful to fill up our shots a little bit for what obviously will be kind of a final boss battle, but I don't think we have to worry too much about that. So we can now blow that up, and that gives us a dark magic, which then we can immediately upgrade this.
Cannon jump.
Yes, and that is two shots now, which makes getting up in a lot of areas a lot easier. Although it's probably worth mentioning that the cannon jump seems to also destroy the destroyable platforms, which might make a bit of a hassle. What I doubt we're going to see here is a case of interesting, it knocked me back. Like, I don't think we're going to see a case here where we ever get to fly, unfortunately. Um, so the gameplay style that we had in the main game where we took our sweet time and collected everything seems like that is just not going to be the way things go. Um, but that may not really be a big deal either. Like, because the fact that you could eventually fly did also change the location of a lot of things, of a lot of the collectibles, and stretched out the length of the game way more than I think probably should have. And let's see. At this point, we've already collected that. Well, our main goal is to specifically have us get all the light energy crystals. And so I suppose it is possible that we could potentially just rush through this whole sequence and still not find all the light energy. Right. So how do we shoot this one? Hmm. Hmm. So it is a downward jump. Interesting. So that's a good indicator that there is no way you would have been able to speed run any of the levels. You are gonna be required to go through each level at least twice. Hmm. And there's kind of a pointless aspect now to to trying to collect things. I can get a little bit of health, and that's about it. Super, 5 more super cannons, and that's it. Super bombs. I'm sure it would be nice if you had a pause screen section here that kind of told you what to do next. Like whether you've collected everything in an area or not. You can see that that was a waste. Yeah, you can skip a decent amount of this experience. Alright, so if I do this, and then do this, and then do this, I don't think you get a refill on the cannon shot until your feet hit the ground again. So, theoretically, I want something like that to get to that. And so we can see there's a decent chance that the cannon jump being upgraded again. 1, 2, 3 now. Will just make it easier, if nothing else, to work through areas. I just want to see if maybe there is an achievement for doing that. Doesn't seem like there is. It's still fairly easy to also end up taking a decent amount of damage. There we go. No genie crystal. There's only like 3 more, and we kind of know that they probably are. Almost died there. Oh, I guess there was a collectible probably over in this area. Like, probably in the main game there's a collectible over in that area too. Increasing the bomb shots, pointless. We should go with grappling hook, then we should go with pirate hat. And I think we'll probably be well off enough that we can kind of ignore anything else. Yeah, there's just a lot of less implementations of ways secrets could exist in this compared to the main game. So sections like this are less relevant, I think. Yeah, I just don't think there's much over here. We can kill a bunch of people. But killing a bunch of people is kind of pointless. We didn't do much with the sliding either. Alright, well. I guess that means we should just move on. Which, I guess if we need to move on, there's no reason to go to the third area. If we are actually done with if this is the last area. Which I think it is. Like, the only reason to go here is to just confirm that you actually have been through the entire world and that there isn't a third area that you've potentially forgotten about, and frankly there aren't enough areas for that to make sense. While there are some levels I kind of would have thought about forgetting, would have liked to forget about, it wouldn't have happened. Oh, relaxing soak off some rigorous exercise certainly hits the spot.
There are still secrets left to discover.
Seems like we're going to hear that same line of dialogue every time. Okay, there's only one crystal in this area, and we did that in like 10 minutes, so we may very easily just burn through the entire level. A lot of sound effects we get. I was wondering if maybe you could hit these guys. Nope, they still block. How many tuna rolls do we have? 4, so going through this whole section will probably work out fairly well to refill our tuna rolls, particularly since this is like seemingly the only area with that. I don't see a real reason for the items to float up higher in the water than they do in the air. Like, that really just slows down that animation. Like, clearly it's probably because they just programmed gravity to work one way and one way only. For everything when it's in water. Okay, go ahead and upgrade that. I'm not sure we actually are going to get enough dark energy to upgrade everything anyways. There's seemingly a lot of stuff here that either would be a new game plus option or something else. And I guess even though there was a secret using the waterfall shell, I don't have that, and it doesn't seem like that is going to be something we get. There's kind of a whole theme of sunken cities in this game that they kind of don't do anything with. I guess maybe the idea is that this is a world where a lot of the cities have been destroyed because this is like set in our future times. Do I think there's something over here? No, I don't. I'm trying fairly hard to not get waste a bunch of bombs. There we go. Another dark magic, which we'll go and just upgrade that. And see, the rest of these abilities are either battle upgrades or speed upgrades to weapons. So I think we should just focus on the Kraken Bell, and then we'll try and upgrade everything once, and then just cycle through that and see if we really have enough upgrade energy to do that. Because I question whether we really are going to find that much. If we do find that much, it is going to be an indication of a very different experience than what this seems like. Yeah, it's still far too much of a hassle to try and shoot anything with your standard pistol. I don't think we've been up here. And from the looks of it, we can't get to there. We have to do it this way. Which, yeah, that's creative. That does do something different. To get up there. You can definitely feel how some of these concepts came about as they were developing the levels. And they almost certainly at one point or another felt like they were going to have the ability to swap between characters, which would be in line with the previous game, certainly, where you were playing as Shantae helping Risky Boots, so it would certainly have made sense for them to at some point introduce the idea of just instantaneous swap or a character change station. I guess the real question now is everything else just in the factory, because we skipped a lot of factory, just not wanting to waste our time on it while we didn't have the maneuverability abilities. And we now spend much more than 10 minutes working on the factory area. Let's see. Yeah, even that, like, you hit him and then he starts blocking, so it's only like worth, like, it feels like you should have some kind of shield ability also, so that you can parry with that shield ability. We can blow this up. I don't know if there's any real reason to do that. Can't go any higher. Back in the water we go. Down this way. Can't pick it up until you're on the ground because they didn't animate a pickup animation in the air. Which I don't know if I can really complain too much about that, since that's not like a super important thing. You can see how the cannon shot might improve your experience slightly if you're trying to get through some of the platforming areas. I don't think there's anything over here, because you might just be able to double jump and save yourself. Full tuna rolls in there. Nice. So this would be the point where you would have had to really save the tentacles, which I've only eaten 2 of those, so you also probably would have had to grind a lot to get tentacles. I've probably only eaten 2 of the rancid jam, and I've probably eaten 4 of the corn dogs, so I could see the corn dogs being at the maximum level. Let's see. Just go ahead and collect them anyways. Then over here is nothing that we haven't collected. There we go. Alright, so the question becomes, if I jump down here, did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Let's see. We know we kind of came up in that direction. So let's... trying to just move my way further to the right here and see if there is possibly anything that I missed. Did I miss something down there? Yep. You definitely have a weird experience here in the fact that there just aren't any rupees. Like, it really does feel like they should have you collecting rupees anyways. That would let them really change the economy quite a bit, which honestly I think a change in the economy would have probably been well suited. Let's go over here and see if we missed anything. I don't think we did. Yeah, we were getting quite a lot of rupees in the main game. If we had to do all this side section stuff to get half of the rupees in the main game, that would better motivate the player to play this side section. There we go. What were we gonna upgrade? Probably a mistake to upgrade that, but whatever. Right. Okay. So we've got up here. Which is another dark energy, which doesn't take you into a room, which I thought it would have. There we go. So we are just done with the bottom 3 of those. Wait, I have like 2 dark energies right now anyways. Alright, well, we'll upgrade that. And upgrade that. We know that just takes us to the slide area. So do we want to do the slide area? Or are we done? I feel like if I do the slide thing, well, no, we're not quite done. Thank goodness I didn't use the pirate call at that point. Alright, we've got a whole roof here, making it impossible to get up there. Got that. We've got a little bit of magnetism too. Guess we'll just get up that way, and then that way. So yeah, and at this rate it feels like there's probably one crystal genie in the last level and one crystal genie in the second to last, or genie crystal in the second to last layer, and no dialogue of course really to read anymore. Oh, one step closer to achieving my goal. I can almost taste victory.
Where haven't I tried yet?
So we've done that. We've got everything there. There's a massive 6 dark energies, but no crystals. No genie crystals in this level. So what I want to do is look upward and look downward. What I don't think will happen is that we'll have like a full betrayal and all of a sudden there are actually like secrets inside the quicksand. I think we've pretty well proven that won't be the case ever. You gotta get on the outside angle of this. Down in the water we go. I got a corn dog and dark magic. Suppose we should be fairly careful with our health too. So we now have 5 remaining dark energies. Let's just keep a running count in our head. That way we can perhaps exit quicker. Let's see. That blocked area looks slightly different than the more purplish blocks we've seen before this point. Four more dark energies to find. And find is a subjective term here because we probably did know that these things existed. These are all explosive characters. So they're blowing up and hurting me. I forgot about how much damage one of these guys can really do to you. And the fact that you don't have any potions. Although you don't have any money, so having potions when you can't buy them would confuse the issue, certainly. She's making a lot of grunting sounds as she moves further through the level. Yeah, see, even with that, I'm still not, like, she's just blocking it.
Come to mommy.
And clearly these things have like drop tables around them where they are specifically designed to drop at a certain amount after a certain while, and then they kind of lock up and stop dropping anything more. I believe that's 3 dark magics left to collect. Just gonna go and avoid that character. It really does go to show that if there was like an achievement for killing all 3 of the scorpions in the desert, I doubt I would ever be willing to do that because it would be just such a hassle. Okay, yeah. It would be believable that in the next 2 levels there are 3 more dark energies to collect. We're not gonna get rushed by the giant worms. I suppose the real question to ask here is, will that break that? And the answer is yes. So, we now know exactly what to do. So we'll be using the bomb shots to open up secret areas, or as in just an excuse to kill all the things that exist, all the heads, whatever they're called. They decided to put an eyeball in here, which is interesting. But you're really just getting health, and health's not super useful at this point. I don't think there ever was kind of a significant amount of damage you would have taken. Yeah, the eyeballs are annoying, sure, but they're not that awful. Yeah, just health and maybe more bullets if you want full-on bullets. Yeah, this is really just going to be a matter of pride. More than anything. Go through here. It kind of feels like there actually isn't any secret passage in any area where there wasn't a secret passage in the main game. Which, that's a little dull. But I imagine they started running out of collectibles. You can definitely feel that we've run into some places where there could have been a collectible. I believe that's 2 remaining now. And with no rupees and only health, it is, I suppose, not amazingly surprising that the biggest reward they can give us that's not important is a full health refill. I don't think we ever went this direction. There was nothing there. Unless there's like a secret here breaking that, which doesn't seem like there is. So we are just breezing through all of this. Let's go this way. Like, and we know for a fact there was a secret passage in that one. So even some of the passages that were secret passages are not anymore. Need to keep a slight eye on my health. I don't want to end up dying. Keep moving upward. Up we go. If you had a guaranteed full health every time you opened one of these areas, then I suppose at that point you could play a little bit more recklessly. But honestly, playing recklessly is just a recipe for disaster, as you can kind of see. I believe we have one more dark energy. Already done that. There we go. And now when you have the rocket jump, you can get up to this top part fairly easily. So I guess that means there is a dark energy in this level, or there's... or I miscounted. Take your pick as to which one you think is true. One has to be fairly careful here. Though still totally plausible that you would just fall to your death and miss a platform. Like, particularly if you're off the top of the screen like I was. And yet you're in this weird position where You still want to really rush it. You don't want to goof around. Right. Right, that got you to a nice position. Doesn't seem like there's anything up there though. See, it would have been about at this point where I would have hit a fairly high frustration level with this section, so I wouldn't be surprised if I did, out of an abundance of caution, just run past some collectible. Otherwise, don't really know where they would have gotten what. There we go. Think we found it. Yeah, we couldn't destroy that brick, which means I think we now have all the dark magic. But for safety's sake, I will go a little bit further. Are we up to 9 coin dogs now? Yeah. We'd still have to probably grind quite a bit. To get to the get to the rest of the maximum food amounts and just have a full inventory, which there's a decent chance there's not even an achievement for that, and if there's an achievement for getting 100% of everything, there's also probably a counter achievement to the idea of beating the game fast, and we've probably failed on that. I do know that there is a achievement specifically for not taking any upgrades, which, okay, that somewhat makes sense. And in this case, I think I just straight up skip area 1, because I don't think there's a single, I don't think there's a single collectible in area 1 when you're doing the boss battle. I think it all starts here. And let's see. There's no reason not to upgrade everything since we collected all of those upgrades.
Pistol upgrade.
Let's see. So yeah, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dark energies, and we're probably not getting them all from here. So let's see. And at the moment we can spawn 3 of the little tinker bats. Let's go in this room. Go ahead and do that. I did not look at how many we have. But if I was to think about the other level that's remaining, I would guess there's probably at least 2 more. And we'll just have to run through the entire level because I just don't know. And we're collecting all this stuff. Once again, getting bombs for no reason. We can see our scimitar now very capable. Weapon doing 8 damage, and that killing everything in like 2 hits. I think there probably is an argument. Yeah, almost certainly there's. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 2 more dark energies, and then we'll jump out after that. I still feel like I kind of would have enjoyed at some point being so overpowered that you one-hit kill most minions instead of still always having to go and find them and then do 3 or 4 hits, even if they are very fast hits. And in we go here. Already collected this one. These guys are not likely to drop food, I don't think. And I don't think the jars really drop food very often either. Although it feels like they should. Alright. So I guess the wind in that case had nothing to do with anything. Well, I tell you what, if I get 2 more after this point, then we really know there's not any collectibles in the last area. Other than, I assume, 1 crystal, genie crystal. Just jump past all of these. See, that would be a decent point to think about. Hey, do we want to evaluate this and think, are there more collectibles in this final section which I could fast travel to, or they all hidden in the remaining area? I bet there probably is 1 more in this area, and then the last 2 are in the final area. That's how I would expect it to play. We'll try our best to get through this as fast as possible. Let's go in here. We already got what was up here. Do this. This. Oops. Yeah. Still susceptible to laser beams. Didn't develop an immunity to them. See, that was me trying to be fancy. So we need to be down on the ground. Yeah, even my pistol can now kill something in a reasonable amount of time. That is nice to see. I guess the real question here is, now that we have this massive jump into the water, which we never really needed. Jump here, 1, 2, 3, go up to that. Go up to that. Go up there. I think we got up to this area before. Was there more? Perhaps. Just a massive amount of stuff. There was one more. Interesting. Yeah. Which, that once again makes me think that there very easily was a secret collectible I missed in the main game. Which, maybe that's the case, maybe it isn't. Do I want to look this direction? Work our way through these lasers. I probably need to eat something. So we'll eat a corn dog. Oops. I guess the idea here is to be overwhelmed by the massive amount of the exact same enemy over and over again. You can definitely see there's an experience here you wouldn't probably have seen had this been made by Nintendo instead. Like, Nintendo would have demanded that there be more than one enemy style, and that they would have walked around and done something different. Whereas Way Forward, being a smaller company, does really not have the budget for that. Let's see. I'm starting to take a large amount of damage. Yeah, I think we got everything. Yeah. Seems like it would be likely that we would have gotten everything. Then you break that. Although I did just run directly to breaking that, I didn't look around the area and see if maybe the rocket boot jumping actually would have gotten me somewhere different. Somewhere higher. Same as the case here too. So there could be all kinds of little extras here and there in this game, but I don't think there are. And what I imagine you would want to do is you would want to place pieces of fabric that get merged together to a new outfit, or you would want to unlock a new character by finding collectibles. That certainly would be a way you would integrate. You could integrate the main game into this side game, is have Shantae have to run around and find all the pieces of Risky Boots' outfit, which she does that anyways, and then at that point, that's when you would have unlocked, you can now play as Risky Boots, and all the levels have changed. But instead they kept it its own separate experience. I need to be fairly careful here, otherwise I will die. Little ghost mimic characters are cute little anime girls, but sadly they don't really do anything. As far as I can tell, I kill them so fast that I suppose if there was something you could do with them. I do see a area over there. Yep. The explosive ability of the large bomb was blocking that one. Okay. So yeah, they're just like ghosts and then they throw little balls at you. I probably should eat the spring rolls more than anything else. How did I get in this room before? I guess I just had that ability. There we go. So that's all the genie crystals. I wouldn't be surprised if it tells you you can now beat the game. And just try to stay, kind of encourage you to not go crazy overboard with trying to get all the collectibles. Although, I guess, at the core of it, they do want you to go crazy overboard, trying to get all the collectibles. Is there anything up here? Yes. But this level is particularly nefarious in the fact that it might show you a treasure chest, and the treasure chest might just be a mimic chest. Although I guess in most games with mimic chests, you probably would see them all over the place. And this game is being fairly kind by limiting you down to a few areas. Right. I guess if my health is at max, and we know they don't drop food, and my shots are at maximum. Yeah, I really don't know how you would have been able to play this game and used as many shots as really are available to you. Okay. So we've got a couple choices here. We can go to the right, which I think moves us forward in the story. Let's double check here. Upgrade the pistol speed. No, we won't ever even use that. Upgrade that. So that does tell us there's one more dark energy to collect. So let's find that. And then we should get just a direct prompting once we leave this level, telling us we have all the genie crystals, which will open up the genie realm, which Maybe that's a whole level, maybe it isn't. We'll just have to see. Is there something in this frustrating platforming section is the real question. I bet there is. Yep. Even with our cannon ability, I think we're going to have slight issues. Let's see, up that way. There's just not a lot of areas here where you can trying to grind these guys and see if maybe I can get a full corn dog load. Doesn't really matter, we still would need tentacles, and yeah, obviously these are more nautical, kind of Asian inspired foods. Yep. Alright, so have to just be really careful. There we go. Yeah, we'd still need to get 5 tentacles somehow, and I just don't see that happening. Might as well eat one of these while we're doing that. You can kind of tell that they've designed this level to be a place where you could kind of fill your health up and fill your food up. Alright, well, here we go. Ooh. See, that's gonna be a nightmare. Because, yeah, I can get here, but then it is gonna start to fall down to this point. Yeah, I can kinda skip some stuff, but I can also definitely increase the risk to myself. I really feel like the super bomb should be able to do something more for us than that. Like, that seems unrealistic that it still can be blocked. And with that, there should be an achievement that unlocks, but I don't see it happening, so whatever. But we've collected everything, and so now we'll just leave the level. Risky Boots doesn't do the fancy pose when she leaves the level. We may go a little long here, but I think we could wrap this up. Would you like to save the game? Sure, why not? Finally, the time has come. Now that I possess all 5 components and every last genie crystal, I put my plan into action. It's time to put my plan into action, Min. The genie sparkles will show me the exactly where to use the dynamo. Bundle up every last crystal together and run them up the mast. Move the ship towards wherever the harmonic resonance is the strongest. Got that? Well, what are you fools waiting for? Follow my orders. Show me. Where is the barrier between the human world and the genie world the weakest? And so it just unlocks anything. For a second there, that felt like that would have been like almost a mini game, but there are no mini games in this game apparently. Not really. That's it. The barrier between our world is weakest at that point. Min. This volcano will make a suitable furnace in which to forge my new and improved dynamo. Prepare to move out. Alright.
Where haven't I tried yet?
And see, the thing here is that the volcano here ideally would just be a boss fight and not a Flappy Bird section like in the main game. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is exactly just more Flappy Bird. Excellent job, boys. The new Tinkerbat factory is everything I dreamed of and more. This time I'll steal magic right from its source. If I know the half-genie brat, she'll be finding her way here soon enough. It's time to test my defenses.
Show me what you're capable of.
Show me what you're capable of. So, she's gonna have the bad guys, her own bad guys attack her. But they did skip the on-rails underwater section. And it does seem like we want to probably use that ring. So this whole thing is, I imagine, an attempt to be kind of a marathon-like experience. Alright, well this is tough. Let's see. Basically do that right before the checkpoint too. Okay. Now your grapple hook only shoots one way. Those guys will just drop into the water. Which we could do that all day, certainly. So best I can figure is the idea is to fall and use your hat glide. See, I think we're getting back to the point where the game starts to get a little ridiculous, though. Like, this isn't really a game that has enough content to make the argument that I should have learned how to play that well and pull off a trick like what I just did. That's really rather demanding. There we go. And how far back is this gonna send me? Oh man. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, we have all the upgrades, remember? So just think about how miserable it would be if you didn't have 3 cannon jumps. And the timing is super, super precise. Remember, we're dying. Every time we die, we lose a little bit of health. So it's not like we have free. It's not like we have a free infinite number of tries. And it's not like the game completely stops spawning enemies. Right. Also, you can't shoot anything while you're hanging on a hook. Not that I think that would help much. Alright, we're gonna wait until those guys are out of the way. Stay far away from this. I'll just take a hit. And almost certainly I'll have just like infinite bullets and no reason to have used them. There you go. We'll just shoot that. Yeah, and there's no collectibles, so we know we're done as far as that. Ideally, that would be it. That would be the entire factory section, but just like the factory section in the first game, of course not, there's more. Alright. So we gotta press down, do this, and then hover, I think, with the hat through, because I don't think there's enough room there. So yeah, this is right. Now, do we want? We probably do want that out of the way. And that might be a bit of a checkpoint, which I think I'll appreciate. This is going to be a nightmare though. Right, so we shoot that. That will give us enough time once again to use the hover hat. Right. And then this time, I do believe we're going to have to use... Well, that's going to be a nightmare. See. And getting really high above the screen doesn't really help. And I don't think you can really hover in between that section. Alright. We need to go fairly low, and then we need to use the grapple, which I could easily see hitting the wrong buttons there and dying. There we go. Another bit of a checkpoint section. Alright, how are we supposed to get through there? I think we just gotta hover hat through this. I think that's the trick for that one. Jump, get to this point, get up to this. I'm hoping to be able to kind of make my way through the rest of this level in one try. Odds probably not great that that's gonna happen. Right, so okay, now there's no way over this, I imagine. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. That one seems particularly cruel. This is so ridiculous to have to do this when the storyline tells you that this is Risky Boots making her own men attack her. Alright. So we can't see anything to the right. So it kind of has to be like we don't have any other abilities, right? I'm not forgetting something, am I? Yeah, and unfortunately this might be the exact same spot where I lost the footage and didn't show you how to beat the level, and I might very well just end this recording and have to play this multiple times over, because this could take a while. This could take a lot of concentration, which means I'll get really quiet, and then there's not much entertainment value or added content I'm adding to that at that point. I suppose what you could do is that. But I don't know how to get up. Because if you hit A, you fall down fairly quickly. So, like, even if you just tap A like that, you fall. What you want to do, I suppose, is go off the edge while holding A. I guess that's the trick to it. Which that does make me wonder, if I was to do something like that and just roll off the edge, does that work too? Now this time you have to do something with that, I imagine. Right. There we go. And the lava won't hurt you. Alright, so do we want one bounce up, or do we want to go over? I think you go over. Like that. And we made it. Thank goodness. I love to have footage to prove that I'm just not a loser. And then you've got like a full refill of all your weapons and all your health. And we're gonna have some kind of boss fight. You've done well. Prepare to activate the dynamo. Why would it refill your health and your weapons and everything unless you're gonna fight the dynamo? The time has come to rip the genie realm wide open. Ho ho ho.
Hold it right there, Risky.
Hold it there, Risky. Oh, so we are gonna fight Shantae.
Genie brat.
Right on schedule. Tell me, how did you manage to reverse the effects of the magical inversion process? When did that happen? I didn't, but my friends did. Oh yeah, that was the point where she was infected with the dark energy. They believed in me, and that was enough to remind me who I really am. Bah, I should have dealt with those friends of yours first. No matter. You're about to witness the birth of my greatest invention, powered by crystallized genie magic and special components stolen from Sequin Land's most vile villains. It's capable of tearing open a portal between human world and the genie world. No, you mustn't do that. When the machine reaches full power, the power of the genies will turn from good to evil. So, unless this turns into a battle in which I have to fight the Tinkerbrain, I imagine I'm just going to fight Shantae, and Shantae will probably be super powerful. Entire realm of evil, mine to command. Ho 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 ho.
Not if I can help it.
Not if I can help it. And Shantae is in her regular outfit with the red fabric. Get ready. I'm giving you everything I've got. Shantae, annoying little brat. Alright, well, how about that? How about that? How about that? How about that? She just transformed into a... We can shoot a lot of that, and we can just wreck her. And she probably has a transformation for everything. And we have a fast enough amount here to really make a good argument. She's now a little sonic bat. I need to keep an eye on my health. And we now are out of that ability. And now she's doing something with the mermaid, which I wouldn't have expected her to actually succeed with that. Oh, and that elephant did something different than any ability we've ever seen. In fact, all of her magical abilities here are a real nice show off of what Shantae really could be later on, as she's doing a little dance. Like, yeah, Shantae makes a pretty good boss. But you can also see that she's fairly weak and injured. Is there an ability we haven't seen so far, though? I don't think so. And so that beats her. And you can see I could have used super bombs a little bit more, but she was moving pretty fast. And having all of those bullets was a bit of overkill.
That takes care of her.
Of course, remember, this is a false story narrative that's being told by Risky Boots. That takes care of her.
Finally destroyed that meddlesome brat.
Now to take place as ruler of all of Sequin Land. Men, fire up the new and improved dynamo. Rip the genie realm apart. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if we have to fight fight the genies, though. No, you fools. Did you disengage the safety locks? Then did you close off the choke valve? Don't tell me you forgot to prime the magic pump. Incompetent fools. This was going to be a crowning moment in my conquest of Sequin Land. My entire factory is going to explode. This is all your fault. So yeah. She can't tell a false narrative saying she won and conquered the world because that obviously would not be believable. That's too big of a lie. So she has to explain how she was defeated by the incompetence of her men and not by Shantae.
So there you have it.
Hmm.
I would have had it all if it weren't for these bunglers. Imbeciles!
It's kind of crazy to see just white text on a black background, considering how much they focus on the visuals in Way Forward games. So the question here is this different credits or is this just the same credits? Because it kind of looks like it's just the same credits. Same music, same text on black backgrounds. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that there probably are different credits for the different DLC sections, because I imagine it was all made by the same team. I was so close.
Next time, I'll show no mercy. Next time.
And once again, you can see that they were just obsessed with her being in her bubble bath. They really wanted the animator in a bubble bath. So playtime there for 3 hours and 20 minutes, 100% item collection. I imagine for this smaller section, smaller gameplay section there, they would want you to do that under 2 hours minimum. If there's a speedrun achievement around that. So we get a bonus image of her in a bikini on the beach, surrounded by gold. It's weird that she's just surrounded by rupees and gold and all of that, and then she doesn't steal any of that or collect any of it in the actual gameplay. And then we get a bonus image of game clear. In this instance, it's not as much gold, and that's pretty much well, no, it's a different bikini too. Yeah, slightly skimpier bikini, but not so much gold. And her leg is in shadow, which is weird, certainly. I wouldn't have drawn a shadow there because then that puts a different tone on the leg, and it just kind of makes her look like she has an off tan.
Shantae,
It
Half-Genie Hero.
might be worthwhile to go through the art gallery in the main game again at that point. But I guess just to see all the characters we saw in that concept. So yeah, you start off for beating the game, you get this with less gold, and for 100% you get a whole bunch of gold, and there's a fastest time with 100%, and then there's a fastest time in general. So for probably fairly simple alterations on this, just showing her in different bikinis. The bikinis aren't even particularly too different there. One shows maybe a little bit more skin than the other, and that's about it. And that leaves us with Friends to the End, Beach Mode, Ninja Mode, Officer Mode, and Jammies Mode still to play. So we have a decent amount of game at this point still to play. Unless these modes get shorter and shorter and shorter, and maybe they do. Maybe they put the longest one next to the main game, and then the shortest ones are at the very end. I'm perfectly happy with the Risky Boots section. It felt like, though, something that I would have preferred to have been directly integrated into the main gameplay, though, instead of being its own separate thing. It definitely isn't long enough for something that you could sell for like $5 or in an episodic fashion on Steam. Episodic games pretty much don't sell and aren't being made anymore, and small games have just far too much competition with a lot of cheaper efforts and just a bunch of really bad games. But the market on the low end for video games on Steam in particular are flooded, so you just can't have any competition there. And I really wouldn't call this something that would be a season pass style of DLC that I'd really want to buy, because it was just playing the main game over again with slight modifications to the level and different abilities. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.